give me a minute to find out where I am because we don't have that music. And it was really interesting, first of all. Can you hear me okay, Pat? Yes. Barely? Okay, I'll try better to get this closer.
Yes.
Okay, see what that does. There's a little frog in my voice today. But anyway, it was yesterday afternoon when Willie sends this SOS text. I'm sick, I can't sing, and I can't be there tomorrow. And I know how bad he felt about it because we really do see his energy here. And he and I have shared so many great times up on this pulpit doing music together. He's one of my favorites in the sense that if I have a topic that I want to talk about, he's going to create the song for me. And I love it. He had created one, but for us right now. So music is going to look a little different today. Because one of the things that I remembered was back in the day, back in like 94 and stuff, when I first started speaking, we used cassette tapes for music. We used CD. Well, now we didn't have the fortunate situation where we can use the phone. So, you know, anytime we want to sing music, it pretty much is there. And even if you can't find it in a device, it's always in your heart. I mean, we may not have had the right tone with the song we need today, but you could hear the heart sing today. And it was a song people knew. And I didn't want to start having hymnal songs, trying to share those today, and nobody knows how to lead. It just wouldn't work. So anyway, music's gonna look a little bit. And it's funny because when Reverend Bruce gave me the topic for the month, which is I Am Guided. I kind of paused, and I chuckled, and I said, I sure have. I have been going through a lot of changes in my life. And through the entire experience, I kept telling myself, here's an opportunity for God, for that higher power, that higher guidance to guide me. And I had no idea after my husband left what would be happening in my life. And it was a year ago last October. And I'm still dealing with the state issues, still dealing with attorneys, still trying to figure it out. And it was getting quite chaotic. I did take a sabbatical for a while so that I could come here and just talk once a month so that I can see if things could get back into order. Well, still not quite into order. A lot of people have talked to me and shared with me, how do you deal with everything going on? How do you deal with it? And I said, even though there's times that I want to be the Tasmanian devil, I want to scream, I want to shout and act out of control, there's something inside of me that resides in me that feels a genuine calmness, a genuine peace. And I think I've rolled through this pretty well this past year, and still willing to continue to roll with all the different changes with that. What I did find out is to really pay attention to my intuition, listen to the guidance, look around for the signs that are given to you through the universe and individuals that come across your path. Really listen, pay attention. But not only to the guidance that's kind of moving you forward, my friends, is the divine dissatisfaction. And I start feeling a little bit dissatisfied with things. I need to look at that and say, okay, is this God's will? Is this higher power's will? Or is this my will? And this is why it's not happening. So pay attention to the divine dissatisfaction. It's funny because I stayed up last night until 5 o'clock. Typically I do that on a Saturday night before I talk. Because I kind of like to roll with the talk in my head and kind of keep it there for a while. I spent time typing a lot of things and I'm thinking I want to say. And rarely do I stay with my notes. It just gets me started, so there's gonna be times I'm gonna try to catch myself up. Um, so one of the things, as I pondered the idea, how I've been guided, I looked back, it brought me right back to the night that we had our ordination, Reverend Damon Partlow and myself had our ordination ceremony right here in this chapel, in this church, back in '96. And at that time, it was a pivotal moment for both of us. We both had already been licensed as ministers for a couple of years and had our ministry showing up. And this ceremony was a lifetime commitment we were making to serve a higher power. And we chose to serve this higher power by recognizing the oneness in each other and the oneness with all life. And that is what we were going to really stand strong in our value, that we are all one. There's no separation. Even the ugly, we're part of. We're a part of the good, the love, and the happiness. And so, with that in mind, knowing that you have a tendency to be a little less judgmental of things happening. So, when that ceremony happened several years ago, David didn't care what kind of music we really had. I was always a music person and I wrote a group as far about music and stuff, and she could pre-pick the music. And I picked the song The River by Garth Brooks because it really defined what I thought our life would look like, holding fast to our commitment of ministry, holding fast to our commitment of how we wanted to live our life. We needed to be rough places. And so Will actually learned the song so he could sing it today, but he's not here. So I've invited Garth Brooks today to share it with him. So listen. Things like it changed plans and it was just the vessel that was follow I think to learn what's the art. And never know what's in store makes each day constant. Just a day that's sure. They will say on my face, you never try. These waters are the sky, I'll never reach my lips. In my terms, I can say my too many times stand aside and let the heart slip away. What we put on is tomorrow. Now it comes today. So don't you stay. 30 years at a time. You just can't survive. And you can't survive. It's a little stare about this. You feel no doubt. Turn over. You are the sun. You I tell you what, I was gonna use the song Desperado, first song we got up and sang. And it took everything in me because I was talking about how you get through fear. Okay, and sometimes we pretend that fit and that's the piece of hate as we try to go around and after us. And so sorry about that. The only way you can do it is get through. And so it was my first talk, and there were like 300 people in the congregation because it was a Living Enrichment Center at a Monday Night Live thing. Of course, a lot of people want to support you. Well, that's scary for the first time getting out to talk. And I said, I have to make this so scary that I won't feel scared anymore in the future. And the only way I could do it was to sing a song. And I did, I made it through. And gentleman by the name of Bruce Robinson that helped me through it. And so that's the other part of this is when you have fear, we got to face it. We got to acknowledge it, know that it's there, and then comfort it with that. So after looking at the time of ordination and just the idea of being here at Unity of Beaverton, a couple of years ago, I think it was over a year ago, there was going to be a transition. Reverend Kathy Condon was going to be retiring, and there was concern on the board. And at that time, I happened to be one of the board members. What are we going to do if Kathy's no longer here? We don't have a minister, and things were really slow here. We had 12 people showing up at that time, and so I had asked Reverend Ruth Miller if she would join me in proposing to co-minister, interim ministry until you all are ready to make a transition. And so with that, she agreed. We submitted a proposal, and the board agreed to it. And now we're at the end of that contract. We're at the end of that proposal. So the next step is that you all will start to get ready to be looking for your full-time senior minister. So I see that happening, and who knows what it may look like. I don't think anything's been decided, but from that, you may not see me as often because I've had to spend more time taking care of personal business. There's a lot of things that happened during the past year for me, and they created several personal challenges due to the passing of my husband. First of all, one of the things happened just recently. We were without power 2 weeks down there at the farm, and without power, we had no water. And the benefit, the fortunate thing is I could be up here with my mother, and my friend Jerry stayed down there while there was no power to make sure that things didn't freeze up. But what it happened was the power pole for the main electricity, the breaker went off. So we had to have electric company come out. And you know, I'm thinking we're prepared for those things because several years ago we were without power for 10 days. And we received a generator. It was a $17,000 generator, powers an entire football field, an entire construction place that we were able to just flip the switch and use. Well, the last time we used the generator, something happened, we couldn't shut it off. So the only way that we could shut it off was to block the intake. And so when I lost power this last time, go to turn the generator on, thinking it's gonna turn on. You generator. So therefore, we were totally without water, and it ended up freezing our well house. So we had to replace the well. So it's like one thing after the other. Okay, remember I talked about divine dissatisfaction? I'm pretty dissatisfied. I'm thinking to myself, I don't need to be on this farm anymore. I loved the experience while I was there. It was healing. Nature was all around me. But God nudged me up here for a reason. I kept being nudged to come to Unity of Beaverton. I kept fighting it before because I wanted to be at the farm. And I did come up. Now I'm ready to make it too. Okay. So with that in mind, I've been on a journey looking for a new home. And it was always our dream that we would be multi-generational living. My daughter and her family, myself and my mother. And so we've been looking at property up here because this area feeds me more. I have more opportunity. I have a social group and that, and it's time for me to get back into the world, not farm. So with that, and I don't know when the estate is ever going to be closed down or any kind of funds coming from what I have been building for the past 25 years with the farm. I actually had another house in Hillsborough. So we are now having the farm up for sale. The house in Hillsborough is for sale. And we're selling my mother's home because we're all going to be moving to the same home that we've been approved for. Because something of ours is got to be sold first for it to happen. So see something, sell it, one of them. Okay. But what that did is, there's one thing for my daughter, she is pretty minimalist. So it wasn't too bad for her to get her house in order and get it packed and show ready. So that house on the market, it's show ready. Now my mother's house, that's an entirely different story. Okay, she's been collecting since 1932 when she was born. Okay, and I mean, we had all kinds of collections and glassware. And I'm thinking, well, the first thing I gotta do is just many bookshelves too, on a shelf. Gotta clean out at least the surface stuff, the big, see the walls and the house, here, you know, on the floor, you know, and it's not that she's a hoarder, and it's all in order, she's a collector. It's a difference. Okay. But it took me 2 full weeks just to pack the stuff that was on the surface. That covers and that, and so it can be a little crazy when you're in the middle of all that. And not only that, I've been in the insurance for on and on. So how do I deal with it and not lose my mind? I breathe in. I mean, I really take that deep breath in. Just take that deep breath in with me. And breathe out. And I just center myself knowing the greater the challenge, the greater good's gonna come, right? Can we measure it that way? Like it's really a challenge, some wonderful aspects are gonna be coming. And what the gift in it is, what I realized going through this process is any area of my life that no longer served me or was holding me back came up to be healed. It came up to be resolved. And each step I've made, like the first step was in the very beginning is, oh dear, we got to get all of our paperwork together. We didn't do our taxes for years, right? Okay, so I had to get all the paperwork together. I had to get all the asset stuff, and so it's all overhead stuff, the bookkeeper part of me. I had to do a lot of work, and I mean, I'm a paper hoarder. I'd rather have file a hard copy than to work on my computer because I'm so used to it. And it was trying to get through all that and downside and let go of things. But as I did, I began to feel lighter and lighter. And so That's out of the way. Okay? Now we're in the process where I've been trying to get my mother to downsize for years now. She just turned 93, the 22nd of this month. Okay, and I was telling her, Mom, I don't know how to deal with all this stuff after you're gone. You're wanting to save it, you're wanting certain people to have this stuff, give it to them now, so that they can enjoy it now if they want it, but let's go through it. Well, that wasn't gonna happen. That wasn't gonna happen at all, because she likes all this stuff, and even if it's in storage, she knows she has it. Well, when she saw the new home and the place that we were gonna have her be in the new home, she's getting a master bedroom with a bathroom and sunroom, so she can do her craft. She's all ready to, she's all ready to go. And so this is the good stuff now, is that she is going through the process easier, much easier than if I was just trying to get her to downsize. You know, because now she's willing, and now she's sitting there going, I still want to store it. I still want to store it so that I can go get what I want when I want, but I pick what I want and nothing. It's in the house. I know she will go back. And so I'm thinking, well, she's already got one storeroom, right? So I went out to look for another storeroom for her at the same place. And God graced me because they said, oh, well, guess what? We're having a winter special right now. And we can get you a 12 by 25-foot storage place, which is humongous, for 75% off for 3 months. So I got it for $55 a month. Wow. Okay, for 3 months. And it's like, okay, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And that's the other thing, as you go through challenges and stress, I was reminded to look at the small things. Take that moment that you see. I saw a little miniature daffodils growing in his office. And it was like, oh, it's so charming. And the joy I felt. And that was God speaking. That was God embracing me at that moment. And so when you are challenged and you are feeling frustrated, take the time to nurture yourself. That's the best gift you can give yourself. And I'm going to tell you, it is not selfish. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of it. You can't take care of the business that's in front of you. You become paralyzed. And I've actually had those moments too, where we just kind of felt paralyzed. What to do? I mean, I felt paralyzed when I first looked at my mom's house, thinking of how to downsize. Downsize. And I just realized if I took one corner, one hutch, one shelf unit at a time, that as I did it, it started to purge through. I ended up sitting down at the farm and staying up for 4 days with that. Boy, did I get wise. I got a ton done. And my mother was really in harm's way before. But when that house was so full, it didn't feel like there was anything. It's just stifling. That's what I had it nice. Everything's all clean, waxed, furniture looks nice. And you just kind of want to sit and blow it. You know, you just want to sit and look at it. And you definitely feel the change of energy in your space. That's God. That's God. And I know my dear friend Lee hates the word God. It's really uncomfortable. But it's what I have been so used to calling this greater, higher power. But the truth is, you got, if I really want to just fine tune it, it's just energy. The energy that flows in and through us, that breathes us, heals us, that helps us move forward in life. So look and ask for signs, for guidance. When you ask for signs, this is another thing that I do. Sometimes I tell God, God, I want to hear some guidance. I'm asking for your guidance. I'm opening myself up to receive some direction to go in, and as I open my mind to listen, okay, I keep backing away from the thing. I've noticed different signs. I said, well, sometimes I just don't recognize him, so I choose to use numerology or angel numbers to come to me. And those are like the 111, the triple digits, the same digit. Angel numbers, I'll use medicine cards. I'll use a book and just flip it through and just say, give me some sign, and all of a sudden hit a page. And by God, no matter what it is, it's given me some insight. So don't be afraid to ask this higher power to be able to speak to you in a way that you can understand, that you can see the signs, because that will help you get more clarity in what direction you want to go in. And I'll tell you right now, for this past year, I have been so supported by spirit, by the angel energy, if you will, the energy that surrounds me. Because you don't, think you're going to look at the clock at a specific time or something for a specific number, but it's constantly in my mind with numbers, and I'll look it up immediately. Oh yeah, that's the angel number. I'll look it up, and it's like, that's what I need to hear right then and right there. So ask for the signs. It'll be maybe when you go out, maybe just kind of feeling in the garage, all of a sudden, now I gotta go to the store and get some milk and eggs, and you don't really want to go, but you're gonna go. And you get out there, and somebody smiles at you. That's God smiling at you. It just made you happy just for that moment. Doesn't it feel good when you're in a store or you're passing somebody by and they smile and nod? You go, yeah, thank you. And that's it. So how am I guided? I seek for it. I ask for the guidance. I ask for signs, and I say, God, I'm not the smartest person. Show me this way. The thought just hit me as far as Reverend Julie Allen. She had to make a decision about something. And she was asking, show me a sign, show me a sign. And then she goes, I want to see a burning bush. And that's the sign I want to see for my Hanson. But you know what? She's opening this thing up, and there, I think she turned the TV on, and there's a bush, and it was burned, a burning bush. So look for it in the unusual places that it might show up. Don't have an expectation. Get into the awe, get into the excitement of knowing that you and spirit are not separate. You are the same, one, and all, connection with that. And when you realize that energy inside of you, knowing this is this higher power working and moving in you, you will feel such a tremendous sense of grace. It's overwhelmed. That feeling of peacefulness, of grace. And that's how I've gone through my challenges. And that's how I am guided in my life. I am not guided by the opinions of others. I am not guided by circumstances. I am guided by what resonates deep inside of my heart and my soul that brings me joy, because I know that's the right guidance. If it's bringing me dissatisfaction, I know whether or not I like it, and it feels comfortable, and it's a present good, I need to move on. And that's what I do. And it works. And it's been honoring of, that was the path you needed to be on at the moment, that it no longer serves. And then you can just kind of roll with it. It's like, okay, what's up next, Lord? What's up next? I'm ready to take this path. So, if I were going to do a candle request, as others, I would be saying, I would like my spiritual community to see me continuing my path, hearing my guidance. I would like to see my house sell so that we're all in one location that's already been accepted, that would fit us perfectly, easily and effortlessly within the next month. I decided to go give it time, so I asked the spiritual community to hold this light with me.
Yes, we hold this light with you.
So now, see where I was. I want to move into a meditation and more than that. So long. So just get yourself comfortable in your body, comfortable in that chair. And I want you to just breathe in. I want you to breathe in all the way out of your belly. Hold it and then just breathe out and push that air out. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in a sense of peace. And as you breathe out, you're expelling any stress. And allow your mind right now to scan your body. Is there an area where you're feeling stress? If you do, breathe into that area, relaxing energy, and breathe out any tension. Just scan your body a minute. Find those areas. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, if you have any thoughts of fears or beliefs that are challenging you, allow those to just drift in and out of your mind. Don't attach yourself to one. Don't focus. You may be all living a good life, but we also all have our own personal challenges. So whatever it is that might be challenging you right now, just bring it to the surface. Because our first step is to acknowledge. Acknowledge it. And as you allow this acknowledgement, begin to surround these fears with love, just like you would a frightened child or a puppy that's scared. Love this situation. Know that there's peace in this situation. So allow thoughts of comfort and healing to come up. Because you do know this challenge will pass. You've already lived many years in your body, and you've already faced many challenges. And each and every challenge does get resolved, does pass. Know that you are the vessel of Spirit's love here, right here on earth. And bathe in that light and love. Allow new ideas and signs of Spirit's presence enter you now and as you go forward into your days. Allow it to bring you peace and harmony. Breathe in, breathe out. Allow the ideas to come into your mind that gives you resolution, that gives you peace, that gives you the sense of wholeness. And I want you to take this peaceful energy with you and bring it to your consciousness, your awareness right now. And as you come into allowing yourself to feel the awareness of this room, you bring yourself back into this room, feeling energized, refreshed, and loved. Breathe in and breathe out. Each step that you bring yourself to this room's awareness.